really dare to go for your truest passion and to really dare to trust the messages that come through your intuition, to really dare to trust when your loved ones from spirit or your spirit guides are there with you, to really start to trust your psychic senses and your psychic abilities as well. Welcome to the Seeing in the Dark podcast, the podcast for the women of the ancient futures. Women that see beyond eyes and know beyond mind and are here to make a change from a deep communion with the mystery of life. Seeing in the Dark is about walking paths that have not been walked before and daring to show up for the mission and dream life that is knocking on your door. My name is Nicole Nima Costeres, mystic, medium, initiated priestess, and here to take you into the mysteries of purpose, power, ritual, and intuition. May you embody your own unique essence so deeply that your vibration naturally teaches, inspires, and assists others. Let's dive in. Today, I want to share a story with you. I know I come onto this podcast often with some kind of teaching or transmission or some 5 tips for this or some 6 ways for that. Today, I want to share a story with you. And I want to start doing this more because there's so many beautiful stories that happened in my life as a medium, as a ritualist, going on my travel adventures. So today I want to share a story that includes a really powerful and beautiful message of the spirit world. It's a story that shows us that when we dare to fully surrender to the spirit world's guidance, when we fully dare to surrender to the mystery of life, get out of the way with our doubt and fear, that magic happens. And this example that I want to share with you happened a little bit over a year ago. So June 2023, right before I got pregnant, I was in a week training of mediumship in the Netherlands. You might know that I've been developing my mediumship since 2012, so over 12 years now. Teaching since 2014, and every year it started with this 3-year training in evidential mediumship. My teacher, who is now retired already, taught me in depth into evidential mediumship for 3 years. And after that, every year I go back and do some form of training or deepening to keep developing my mediumship because I love it so much. But I also had a journey with my mediumship in the sense that over the 12 years that I'm developing it now, or 13, I also quit for certain periods of time, mostly because I used to put so much pressure on myself of wanting to do it really well, wanting to deliver very specific information, not wanting to say anything wrong and maybe make my receiver feel sad, or I don't know, whole lists of expectations. So I put a lot of pressure on myself throughout those, especially those first years of mediumship. But it was still like somewhere in the background until this moment a year ago. And specifically this would show up when I would do my demos, meaning working in front of a group as a medium. And I've been doing this also for well over a decade, that I come to small audiences, big audiences, and I bring forward loved ones from spirit and bring messages from them. So this started with going into living rooms, and people would gather their friends and family. It would be like groups of 10 to 12 people, and I would come to their houses and work the evening in front of them as a medium, all the way up to offering demos in my retreat groups. My retreat groups would be up to sometimes 40, 44 women. And I would bring again loved ones from spirit in front of the group with their beautiful messages. But something very beautiful happened in this training a little bit over a year ago, where my teacher said, Nicole, I want you to come onto the stage and do a demo for a group of 80 people. And I was like, okay, holy shit. I don't know if I can do this, to stand in front of an audience again Such a big group. I mean, it's one thing to stand in front of my temple days in the church here in Amsterdam, where there is 111 women coming together. And I kind of know the program of the day, and I kind of know how to flow in my temple spaces. But it's a whole other thing to stand on a stage working as a medium. Why? Because for me in my life, there is nothing that asks me more to surrender to the unknown than standing on the stage as a medium. There's nothing you can prepare. There's no way that you're going to know who is going to show up, for who this person is going to show up, and what the message will be. So it's the biggest teacher of surrendering to the unknown. And this scares me, like still, after so many years of developing, I go onto the stage like with shaken knees, but I did. I decided to do so. And on the morning of my biggest demo ever, I was scrolling on my phone. We were having breakfast, I was scrolling on my phone, and suddenly by accident, I bump into this page of ballerinas. And I'm just looking amazed at those ballerinas, like the flexibility, and I'm like, wow, these women must have had years and years of training, and they must have so much discipline to look so beautiful and lean and so trained. They must have so much devotion to their passion. And I put away my phone and I start to, breathe a little bit deeper, and I suddenly feel this ballerina next to me during breakfast. And I'm like, okay, am I making this up now, or is there really a ballerina from spirit here? And I start to feel a bit nervous because I'm like, okay, if you're really here for the demo, then come back later, because now I feel confused if it's really you or if I'm just making it up because I was just scrolling on this Facebook ballerina page. And this is a very important moment for you to also understand that when it comes to our intuitive gifts, like our psychic abilities, it is so challenging to trust what you are sensing, because it's so easy to start doubting and think that you are making it up. And this is the number one challenge I come across teaching mediumship as well, because it's so easy to think it's your fantasy, so easy to think, I just really want this person to be here, but they're not really here. So easy to start doubting yourself and the things that you sense. And that's what happened to me that morning. So I asked this ballerina in spirit, I said, if it's really you here for the demo today, then please come back later when I'm on the stage so I know it's really you for the demo. And she left, and I think it was a few hours later, I'm sitting on the stage, my teacher is there, and also there's a few colleagues of mine, and together we will offer the demo. And I look up into the audience and I see this group of 80 people staring at us, and I feel so nervous. But I take a deep breath in and out, and I take a moment to connect. And then my teacher says, Nicole, are you ready? And I said, yes, I'm ready. I take a sip of water, I stand up, close my eyes for a moment, and there she is again, making pirouettes around me. And as I'm feeling her making these pirouettes around me, I know. And I opened my eyes and I said, there's a woman here with me. And this woman is a ballerina. And she's not just any ballerina. This woman was a professional ballerina, and she used to travel the world doing her performances. And I look into the audience and I see the left side of the space light up. And I said, I know that the person that she's here for is on the left side of the room. Who recognizes this? And there's one hand going up of a woman in the audience. And from that moment on, my reading is just flowing. And here's where a really beautiful lesson is, that when you dare to trust the messages that come to your intuition, and mediumship is such a teacher in this, when you dare to trust the things you sense that come to the power of your intuition, magic starts happening. Because I decided to trust that this ballerina was here. I decided to trust that she was sharing with me that she was an international ballerina, performing in different places in the world. She even told me she was performing in Russia. And this moment where the woman raised her hand, she says, I recognize that. And then I said, this woman lets me know that she was a friend of yours. And she said, yes, this is correct. This woman also tells me that there is something in your life currently where you're invited to really choose for your true passion. And she says, yes, that's correct. And I said, your friend from spirit, your ballerina friend from spirit is here right now because she wants to encourage you to truly live and say yes to your passion, because that's what she did. And that's why she's showing up with her true passion, because she wants to encourage you to live yours. And that was her message for her loved one from spirit. But not only that, it was a powerful message for me, because my journey with being a medium on the stage specifically, like teaching I've been doing for years, I love it, I feel relaxed in it, I do my demos for my students, I do my demos for my participants in my retreats. But there is something specific about being on the stage that has been calling me for years, and that I have been like kind of finding my way in and out of it. And I know that this ballerina also came to me that day to encourage me to go into this part of my passion, to really trust this love that I have for working on the stage. And I know it was also a message of encouragement for everyone in the audience, and now everyone today listening to this podcast episode, to really dare to go for your truest passion, and to really dare to trust the messages that come through your intuition, to really dare to trust when your loved ones from spirit or your spirit guides are there with you, to really start to trust your psychic senses and your psychic abilities as well. With that, I'm also letting you know that I'm going back onto the stage as a medium again, starting this September for an audience of 250 people. And I'm really excited. I'm going to do this here in the Netherlands. And after that, I will be offering big demos also online. I'm really excited to come into this. But that's not the only reason why I made today's episode. Today's episode is also here to let you know that registration is open for a new training of mine. It's a new training, an introduction into mediumship and your psychic abilities. And this introduction helps you to get to know your psychic abilities better, to understand where all this intuitive information that maybe you are picking up unconsciously or subconsciously is coming from, how you can work with it, how you can translate it, how you no longer have to feel overwhelmed or scared by the things that you sense, the energies that you pick up on, or the emotions that you feel from others. This introduction into mediumship and your psychic abilities is here to bring you an experience of what it's like to do aura readings, psychic readings. So the reading of someone's energy. It will take you through an experience of connecting with loved ones in spirit from yourself and others. And also it will teach you how to do readings of photographs, so reading people on photographs. Why do I teach these specific 3 readings during this introduction into mediumship? Is because it will help you to understand the language that energy speaks to you. This is why I see so many women feel overwhelmed by the things that they sense through their psychic abilities, and why their sensitivity often is experienced as an oversensitivity that is just become a burden instead of a superpower. I am here to tell you that your sensitivity can become your superpower, and this introduction into mediumship and your psychic abilities helps you to experience that. So there's 2 options to go through this introduction. There is one in-person option in the Netherlands where I will be teaching you 1 day in person with a beautiful group of women, including a delicious organic lunch on a beautiful location here in the Netherlands. And the second option is 2 evenings online, same program, same study, same experience, just online on Zoom with an international group of women, where I will be teaching also this beautiful introduction into mediumship and your psychic abilities. It's a really beautiful day if you feel there is a sensitivity in your intuition that you are ready to explore. It's a really beautiful day if you know there are intuitive gifts inside of you. You just haven't spent that much time yet to develop them more fully. So if you're curious about mediumship, psychic readings, aura readings, how to know what is fantasy, what is real information that you're picking up on, Maybe you sense the spirit world, but there is a fear and you're ready to address that and say goodbye to that. It's how my journey started. I had fear for the spirit world. I would jump into my bed because I was afraid people would grab me from underneath. I would feel super overwhelmed in big crowds or in secondhand stores. I was doubting my intuition so much, even still up till today, when I'm in front of a big audience like that, I can feel like, oh my God, I hope my intuition will work today. But so far it always does, because I started with a decision to trust the things that are here in my intuition. And that's what opened the channel of my intuition. So one of the things my teacher, one of the first things she taught me is, when you have a sensitivity, you need to take the time to practice and train so the potential of your psychic abilities and mediumship can open. And that's what this introduction day is for, or these 2 introduction evenings. It's a way for you to say yes to the power of your intuitive gifts, to the power of your psychic abilities, and to the power of your mediumship. So this is a beautiful introduction that I'm inviting you into. We open the doors with an early bird discount. So you can check out the link below this episode, find your way to the page, and sign up to be part of this early bird discount offer at the moment. I would love to see you there this September, the online version 25th and 26th of September, the in-person one on Sunday, the 29th of September in the Netherlands. I'm so excited also. This year I'm coming back to in-person teaching, and I love this blend of in-person and online. So I cannot wait until September is here. I send you much love. Let me know also in the comments of this episode if you enjoy hearing stories like this about messages from loved ones in spirit, about the type of encounters that I have with the spirit world. Let me know if that's something you're interested in, and also let me know what else you're interested in. What would you love to hear me speak about on this podcast? Because there is space for your input. Let me know. All your questions, all your input is very much welcome. I would love to see you again next week and wish you a beautiful day. Much love. Did you receive any inspiration, motivation, or powerful breakthroughs by listening to this episode? Then please share this episode by taking a screenshot and tagging me in your stories at nicole.nima.costeres. I would love to celebrate you, share you in my stories, and it would mean so much to have my work reach more powerful, passionate women like you. Thank you so much, and looking forward to see you next week.